d'Ivoire, and the rest of them. And Deloitte is flagging these as key risks to export projection. See, in Italy, if production falls by 10 to 20%, as we have seen in past cycles, it hits our fiscal space, and it is inimical to our forex earnings, and that will potentially offset the gains we even make from, say, gold. Mitigation exists. Government intervention like free input and disease control are there. I know about that. But with stronger enforcement and climate resilience farming, the truth is that these could cap growth below 5.7. It's a medium high risk, in my opinion, and it may affect our 5.7% GDP growth outlook that Deloitte is putting up.
Because I've seen that in recent times, lots of things when it comes to our cocoa sector. I don't know what exactly is happening, but some of these issues are issues that we talked about, and so we have to deal with them. They've been around with us for quite a long time. I don't know why we haven't done much about this smuggling and all of that. But anyway, let's move on. Now we all know that Ghana has returned to single digits. I think we're doing 5 point something now. How durable is this achievement, and what could reverse the current disinflation trend?
Well, there's not to 5.4% in December, which is the lowest we've seen since we rebased. And in fact, it is the 12th straight decline we've seen. I mean, all year 2025 has been an inflation year, a disinflation year. I think it's a durable milestone driven by strong cedi, more than 40% appreciation of the cedi, driven by falling non-food prices and reduced supply side pressures. And Deloitte projects averages of 14.9% for 2025 as inflation, which reflects the year ended with 5.4%. We know that the year didn't start with a single digit. In fact, started in the 20s. So that average is good enough to work with. But 9.7% in 2026, which is a single digit, I don't think is something that we cannot do. I think it's something we can achieve. See, we can only see reversals based on perhaps my one strong reason, the fact that we are going to be comparing 2026 to a very strong inflation year, 2025. And two, from utility hikes, electricity and water, for instance. I think we've been seeing much of that recently. If we are not able to even safeguard our supply for food, that may also cause an issue, because in an ecosystem where demand for food is high, if you are not able to meet the demand, it is going to put prices very, very high. Or perhaps even if the cedi strength takes a reversal, the cedi begins to weaken, this could reverse altogether. Bank of Ghana's tight policy and IMF support, I think, solidifies or becomes a strong base for this durability. But fiscal slippages, global energy shocks, and the rest of them, I think it could push us back to double digits. It is a solid progress we've made so far, but we need to be vigilant because pass-through from cedi is asymmetric. If things get bad, I'm telling you, you feel the shock very, very, very grossly than when things are good.
You talk about Bank of Ghana. I have seen that the Bank of Ghana, of course, has cut rates by 1,000 basis points, and according to the report, they may cut further to 17% by end of this year. How do these cuts actually balance growth stimulation with inflation risks?
Thank you. I should say that 1,000 basis points related cuts in 2025. For me, I calibrated response to cooling inflation and stronger cedi. That helped in stimulating credit and demand without interacting with our economic stability. And as you watch it closely, Deloitte actually notes these ease financing for business. It pushes some money into the economy that SMEs and businesses alike can tap into to expand their operations, and that boosts domestic demand and investment. So to 17% by end of 2026, I think is plausible if inflation stays low, and of course within our medium-term targets. The point is this: balance is very, very essential. Balance is good. Lower rates support growth. What do I mean by that? If interest rates are low, loans are cheaper, and businesses can tap into loans to expand their business or to expand their operation. But Bank of Ghana should essentially be vigilant, because excessive easing risks inflation rebound through demand pull or city pressure. Because if you ease it excessively, what is going to happen is that we are going to have more money in the economy. And when you have more money chasing fewer goods, what we otherwise call demand pull inflation is going to cause prices to go up. So it is working. Transmission to lending rates has improved beyond our crisis period, but we must monitor it closely, because historical cycles show that over easing can reverse gains very, very quickly, perhaps faster than how long it took or how short it took for Peter to deny Jesus.
All right. Anyway, I see. Okay. Well, I was actually going to also talk about the exchange rates, but I think yesterday we spoke about it. I mean, the city's appreciation and all of that. I think yesterday we touched on that briefly. I mean, its sustainability is actually where I want to go. I don't know whether you want to comment on that before we move on. Oh.
Please take that again.
Yeah, so I'm saying that I wanted to talk about the city appreciation, yes. And I wanted to talk about it.
I think...
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that I think what we touched on yesterday will not be any different, because we know the drivers, and my caution has always been, if the strength of our city is coming as a result of one, gold board, or as it were, what gold is doing to our economy, and then two, the injection of dollars into the economy, that may not be sustainable beyond a certain point. So we need to look at how to re-engineer the economy to respond to the strength of the city. I must always note that city strength is not all there is to the Ghanaian economy. There is more that we need to pay attention
to. Okay, and the IMF, I mean, has been around for some time. I know that they've done a lot of work. I think yesterday you also talked about how important their continuous support is when it comes to maintaining investor confidence and also macroeconomic stability. Would you want to touch on that briefly before we wrap up?
All right. Extremely important. IMF is the cornerstone of our 2025-2026 stability, with 5 successful reviews and another $385 million disbursement on track. You see, it enforces fiscal discipline. Headmaster is around. Class teacher is in class. Class prefect really has no work to do in terms of names of talkers and the rest of them. It unlocks some financing to us, and it signals credibility to our investor community. What do we know so far? We know that debt restructuring reduced our servicing burdens in terms of the interest rates we have to pay on the financial obligations we owe to our creditors. And that enabled our debt to GDP ratio to drop. Deloitte and other rating agencies, have credited this confidence for our recovery. And we as a result, we saw foreign direct investment flowing into our economy. So beyond the program, I think the point I'll make again and again is that domestic ownership is very foundational. Very, very foundational. How long can we depend on the IMF? How long must the IMF visit our country as though we are cousins? How long? I think it's high time we took the fortunes, the prospects of this economy into our hands, engineer growth in such a way that what comes from within is greater than what comes from outside us. Because if what comes from outside us is what controls us, then I don't think we are of ourselves. Actually, we are more dependent on what comes from outside us than what is being engineered within the boundaries of the Ghanaian economy.
Right, you talk about fiscal discipline. Debt to GDP has fallen sharply to 43.8%. Does this mark a turning point for our debt sustainability, or as our risk still elevated? Sorry. All right, I think I lost Emmanuel there. Let me try and see if we can get him back, and then he'll touch on that briefly. We're wrapping up on our conversation this morning. Hello, Emmanuel. Hello. All right. Hello.
Yes.
Emmanuel, I can hear you. I think the line is just breaking. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello. All right. So let me see if I can get him back on the lines for us to continue and try to wrap up. Yes, I can hear you now. Good. So
yes, I'm saying that
right.
That's a significant turning point. To move from 62% to about 40% middle of last year is very, very significant, and we know what contributed to that. Debt restructuring. Sustainability.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. So we weren't quite getting.
But I'm at work.
All right. Let me try and reconnect Emmanuel, and then we can continue our conversation this morning. Please don't go anywhere.
I love it, Jesus.
This is Business Breakfast on Zed 101.9 FM.
All right, I think I have Emmanuel back on the lines. We're trying to wrap up our conversation this morning. Ima, are you with me now?
Yes.
All right, great. So I was asking that debt to GDP has fallen sharply to 43.8%. And I'm asking that does this mark a turning point for debt sustainability, or there are some risks that are still elevated?
Yeah, thank you. So like I was saying, I think it's massive improvement, because for you to come from about 68%, about 62% to 44% by middle of last year, it's a significant improvement. But of course, Nitra, we know what is accounting for this. Debt restructuring, low interest payments, fiscal discipline. These were the major reasons that underpin that selling performance. When you look at it, there are some risks. The risk is to the extent that, one, there are contingent liabilities. It was not debt like our debts have been forgiven. Well, Jesus had already done that. The other ones that we have got are self-inflicted. Yes. So it's not like those we borrowed from are saying that, oh, we are not going to take the money. It is that we have said we are going to pay them at a later date. So that is still staring us in the face. Look at the economy, and it's engineered on commodities and the rest of them. That could also reverse. So yes, we've made some progress below 50%, and that is good. But we need to be able to sustain this. We need to be able to sustain this, you see, and there should be a strong collaboration between our public-private sectors in order to see significant improvement here, because this is not the end of the tunnel. This is not the end of the situation. We must do a lot more to be able to stay afloat around this time or on this standard.
I see. I'm going to ask you what exactly we must do. But just before that, if one or two things go wrong, maybe commodity prices fall, inflation rises, fiscal discipline weakens, how quickly could Ghana's good outlook deteriorate?
Thank you very much. I would say that deterioration could actually happen fast, within 6 to 12 months, due to interconnected risks, for instance. And then if commodity prices like gold and cocoa fall by some 10 to 20%, then export revenues will drop, and that will have a direct impact on the city. And once that happens, inflation is likely to rebound to double digits, and subsequent growth will also slip. Will also add some deficit, and that will pressure or put some pressure on our reserves and investor confidence. And clearly from the report, Deloitte warns of Deloitte specifically states that cocoa or climate shock or utility tariffs could reverse this inflation. Our buffers are what provides us with some cushion, but our commodity sales means stocks can fluctuate very, very quickly. So we need a strong policy response to be able to limit and curtail significantly the damage that may be caused to us. But we must do the two simultaneously. Otherwise, growth could fall below 4% and reignite our debt constantly. Anytime we don't have the money, literally history has taught us that we quickly run to those who can give us the money. For us, it is the IMF, the World Bank, and the international capital market, Eurobond market. We can prevent this, and we should, and we can do so through fiscal discipline and diversification across every lens and spread. Diversify the market you export to, diversify the product you export, from primary to final product, so that you're able to scoop the market.
Right. So what policy priorities should the government focus on over the next, say, 18 to 24 months to turn this projected growth into inclusive and resilient growth?
I think that the trajectory of fiscal discipline is key. That is an important thing to do. The coordination between monetary and fiscal is also essential. Then the aggressive diversification, very, very important. I think that we need to look into that. And that would mean a strong industrial base. So we also need to look at that. Perhaps maybe the last thing I may want to add is for us to also look at our tax regime. I see some work being done around it, but how to also enhance that would be crucial for us. Because if you're able to close those leakages, if fiscal discipline helps us to close the corruption leakages, I think that we'll have a very long way to go.
All right, Ima, thank you very much for your time this morning. I'm really grateful that you joined me for this conversation. Thank you very much. Hopefully, we can talk about some other things tomorrow.
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
All right, so that was Emmanuel Watting, our in-house economic analyst, and he was just helping us understand exactly what is happening. I mean, what the growth projection by Deloitte looks like, and exactly what we need to do and what we need to avoid if we really want to see that actually happen. So I think it's been a great conversation so far. We're going to get into our roundtable discussion, and today we're having a conversation on organizational culture. And we said that if you have all the plans, a strategy in place, and you don't have the right culture, it won't be possible to do a good job. I mean, to be able to realize those things. And so it's very important that we talk about this as organizations are preparing their plans to scale up and doing all kinds of things. It is important to talk about organizational culture. And so if you're a business person, if you're an HR, you're a team leader, manager, whoever you are, an employee who is actually even concerned about where they work, then this conversation is for you. We're talking about organizational culture, how important it is, what exactly does it take to change the culture of an organization. That's what we're talking about this morning. Please don't go anywhere. Stick and stay. We will be right back after this quick music break.
Okay. I'm about to have a good day. No matter what they say. The sun is shining down on me. Birds are singing praise. I'm about to have a good day. In every single way. The God who made the universe knows me by my name, so it's a good day. Baby in my arms, walking through the neighborhood. Living in the present, I woulda, shoulda, or coulda.
thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day, yeah. If I take the blame, put it all on me, I just pray that I won't end up lonely. This world will drive you real crazy and out of control. Make you wanna pull out and let them shots go. Had to just chill out, 'cause I don't wanna stop. Losing homies really hurt to my soul. Matter how rough that road, far you go, take it easy and live life slow. Through all the highs and lows, stay 10 toes down like you're digging for gold. God, thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day, and thank you for this life. Sorry I complain, the ups and the downs is just a part of the game. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day, Ride through the city, just reflecting on me. While they hating, I'm just keeping it cool. I ain't even tripping, long as money keep flipping and then sticking to me like glue. Before the carjack, I couldn't hit that. I pulled the Akon, she let me smack that. Yeah, I was down bad, but then I bounced back. I took a wrong turn, ended up on the right track. Matter how rough that road, far you go, take it easy and live life slow. Through all the highs and lows, stay 10 toes down like you're digging for gold. God, thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day, and thank you for this life. Sorry I complain, the ups and the downs is just a part of the game. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day, God, thank you for sunshine, thank you for rain, thank you for joy, thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day,
Mami mini de tu madini na ye. Timusumi di muwaji di debe ye. Ana bibi wa into me ya. Menteda, muwida. Mami mini de tu madini na ye. Timusumi di muwaji di debe yo. Ana bibi wa into me ya. Na bibi ya. Shada ku kompo so na sanimbe ne chila obi nyimu na try wadi bia yo de ya no na mnyipa bo mweda wosaso mojuno awu mamunchado awa mamuntu we know that's so fast so much but mo pono wa mata fweni magas fu na wa fel ebe trasa ko minchilo shabensi minchil promotion minchilo asumi yebi amepe trasa ko minchil shabensi minchil promotion minchilo aya ya kufri na ko mesa mabilu na fo je akaminko Mami de tu madina ye. Timsumi di muwaji di debe ye. Ana bibi wa into me ya. Menteda, muwida. Mami de tu madina ye. Timsumi di muwaji di debe yo. Ana kulbi wa into me ya. Na bilbi ya.
Inti dene son, cheme nyanko ponke siene sano. Otam ne bwa woto, okawa ye wuntie ne pano. Papa kai wumba, minimse wanye bibi kurano nenye ndiye medie. Inti me bompa ya, minimse nkano. Ejina woso, inti me da, mejiwudi papa. Miwati viasi mwa wabrene ni one nyamia yaka. O Kristo ni bebreka kraso, dako nafa. Uko shabu mwako mfibu jinso wu ya nasa. Nyame me daso me dawo, ema matamfo nseleme. Mini wonya bibi kaho, ifefu before yedeme. Wonamfo fo besaho, edeno mo waseme emra me kwa hochie mo pa no wona butwitwa je me nim nya butumi ye wo sanso de bone che wo ye mane ge fe wo de mi hira kese na te eto de bia me bre me soria no pa na se me dwen yankora de bedia me se papa bra wa che me via se ni da so ne wa ma this way you do so me to men so a yo mususu ma me nyino mo boa me ji wudi ma be mu mbu ye kra me kama fo ne wa
Mami me the to Madina, Timsumidi, Muwaji Debe, and I be you away to me, Metseda, Muida, Mami me the to Madina, Timsumidi, Muwaji Debe, and I could be away to me, Nampia. And I be you wine to me, Menteda, Muida, Mami, me, the to Madina, Tamusumidi, Muajidi Dabeo, and I be you wine to me, Nambia, Shada Kukompo, so nice and embedded in Chila, Obini, Munatria, what did you do? I don't know. Namini Pa, but that was also, what you know, I will Mamunchado. We know that's so far, so much. Bottom up on no matter for any magazines for whom now fell. Ebe, Trasa Quay Minchilo, Shabansi Minchil, promotion Minchilo, Masumi Yabe, Trasa Quay Minchil, Shabansi Minchil, promotion Minchilo. Yakufrina ko mesa me bilu na fo je yakamiku mami mi de tu madina timsumi di muwaji di debe ana bibi wa wa to me menteda muwida mami mi de tu madina timsumi di muwaji di debe ana kulbi wa wa to me
Inti dele son, cheme nyanko ponke siene sano. Otam ne bwa wato, okawa ye wuntiene pano. Papa kai wumba, minimse wanye bibi kurano, nenye ni medie. Inti me bompa ya, minimse nkano. Ejina woso, inti me da, me jiwudi papa. Niwati viasi mwa wabrene ni onenya miyayaka. O Kristo ni breka kraso, dako nafa. Uko shabu mwako mfu, ujinso wu ya nasa. Nyame me daso me dawo, ema matamfo nsileme. Mini wonya bibi kaho, ifefu before yedeme. Wonamfo fo be saho, eden no mo seme. Emra me kwa ho chie mo pa no, wona wutwitwa je me nim nya wutumi ye. Wo sanso de bone che, wo ye manige fe, wo de mi hyewa kese na te. Eto de bia me bre, me sori na pa na se. Me dwen yankora de bedia me se papa bra wa che, me via se ni da so ne wa. Ma this way you do so mean to men so. Yo mususu ma me nyino mo boa. Me jiwudi ma be mumbu ya kra, me kama fo ne wa.
Mami mi de tu madina Timsumi di muwaji di debe and I bibi wa wa to me Menteda Muwida Mami mi de tu madina Timsumi di muwaji di debe and I could be wa wa to me Nampia.
This is Business Breakfast on Zed 101.9 FM.
will be town. That's when Uncle Push will be other. So I call you now. You have seen more your team, my friends are still. They put you coming to mill. Me and dying one room over McCarthy Hill. And 9% will be able to go and make me daily mill. Then Pekka, Trotro Panyana. And I've yet would you so good and tell when Yama. And run me to be in the deep. The Brahman Shada Capre. We need bow one city cry and Yana Goma. Now, Sylvia, would you have been a sack on the cat? From a black glass in your Miami. Papa, relaxing in my hand, a custom studio. Just a single track. Catija, and a Brahma Brenadier, Missing Yabucha Bat. Yabu Ya will liberate and your sanity. Nakopo, we should have be other that one man would be actually. Into Siabu, study with life. Uber Shabre, Ebia, with the Median and Yum. One so go back, Pamba dear. Yawatis and Yame Ba, we would be as a train when Yankopo, the Bibunatane, as a mentor, Makuku. You could see what him a messy, Philip Abefi, Sister Gifty, Auntie Christina Misha, Morgana Muhunti, Ghana, Jim Fiswati, Inti, a baby, but you must send it be a day, sending a cake in the Suban Cake, I send me, and come a refi, because I said, Misha, baby, but the nephew, what I send, was my young will be a rendy. Now, you ask me why you must go. I feel pennies and you have a beer, they are not see. Then I want to come okay, the whole not pay with your brain. I would eat. You ask me why you must go. I feel pennies and you have a beer, they are not see. Then I want to come okay, the whole not pay with your brain. I would eat. Now, Yansa in the back of the team. Near Bujin Segumono, Edward Bizunim. In teaching what being, Vias Bibia, the Tre, I never check crown will be soon at 20 panebre. Near what time will be a Mojana Selmanian Copon. Nippa Quiet Day, and then woo out our bone. Who your fancy to be con, and Yamamre, would it be a bit one more? Near a two Wunyaba, what I want for the Indiana Bambra, and I will be Etiana. Nobody knows, or no penny, and now what he into the way, but Rapana won't be money.
Right, exactly 2 minutes to the, 8 minutes after 9. This is a business breakfast on Zed 101.9 FM, and that was live by Sarko here. And we get into our roundtable discussion this morning. Today we're talking about very important things. A very important thing. Now, as we get into 2026, or as we are genuine in 2026, a lot of organizations have big plans. Some of them are setting fresh targets, new KPIs, and bold growth plans. But beyond the numbers, there's something even more powerful shaping success behind the scenes, and that is organizational culture. And this morning we're having a conversation, because you can have all the big plans, the strategy and all of that, but if you don't have the right culture, you won't be able to do much. And that is why we're having this important conversation where talking about transforming organizational culture in 2026. And to help us unpack this, I have in studio Lydia Quason. She's an HR consultant, and she joins me this morning to help us understand exactly what we're talking about this morning. Lydia, you're welcome to the Business Breakfast on Zed.
Thank you.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. I think the last time I was here, I have to meet with Miss Labi.
Yes.
And so, yes, Happy New Year.
Yeah, same to you.
Yeah.
And you're looking very, very
Thank
beautiful
you.
this new year. This how you started your year very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, great. So let's have our conversation this morning. Of course, let's start from an HR perspective.
Great.
When we talk about organizational culture, what exactly is it?
So organizational culture are the things that aligns people and policies and all strength or efforts. So it is what we are made up of, or what we are known to be, right? So cultures are not what we are actually writing and pasting on the walls, that we value teamwork, productivity, and all that. That does not define culture.
Okay.
But aside what you have pasted as core values, if every day whatever you repeatedly do does not depict and reflect what you have actually written, then you are joking. Yes, that is it. So culture, organizational culture, are what we are. Because indirectly, on a basis, culture is a way of life.
Right.
So every human being, whatever we see you do, is because of the culture you have adapted to.
Right.
So it is not just saying or writing it and inscribing it on the walls. It is about what you do daily, and that becomes a lifestyle.
But we can't downplay that as well, right? The things on the wall.
We can't, but it is nothing. It means nothing to any employee, to any investor, if we come into the organization and we see what you are doing and doesn't reflect what is on the wall. It can actually pull people to you, but when they get there and they realize the content within or what actually happens, they will leave. That's
I
it.
see. We're going to talk about exactly how to build it, but what are some of the typical things you see on the wall in an office that is supposed to trickle down to the culture that doesn't? What are some of the things?
So values, core values. Every organization have their mission statement, their vision statement, their core values, and sometimes they also outline their organogram, the structures from reporting lines and all that. So the main thing, your core values, you are telling us that this is what makes you. So what you value most.
Right.
So if it's about productivity, respect, humility, commitment, teamwork, it will be there, right? So this is something that if I am an individual and this is also what I value, I want to work with you.
Okay.
Because I feel, I see myself with whatever you are doing. So that is number one. Other things, maybe our mission is to be the number one top institution in media and also creating a voice for those without voice, right? If you say that, these are some of the things that when you enter any organizations, any good organization, you see that it is written and inscribed on the walls. And these kind of things communicate meaning. It communicates meaning. So if anyone wants to come, they see, what they see attracts them to come. But the reality of the fact is that it is not just about what they see. But when they come, it should actually be something that it is happening. It is actioned. It is something that is ongoing, and we can all attest to it.
Right.
Yeah.
So from what you see on the ground, I know you are an HR consultant, right?
Career coach, consultant.
Right.
Yeah.
And you visit several offices. What are some of the trends that you see? Do you see organizations whose values actually match exactly what is on the ground?
Okay.
Or the opposite?
So let me just be practical here. It is just few organizations in Ghana, per my experience, that will say we value teamwork and they are rewarding everything they do is about teamwork.
Okay.
Majority just do that like a cliche.
All right.
So you tell me that we value respect, okay? We value respect. And then when you enter the organization, the employees are, you don't see that respect among themselves. And even the leaders or the supervisor don't respect the subordinates. So indirectly, that thing we saw is not working here.
Okay.
Number two, they may say that, teamwork, let's come together collectively, right? Then you enter there and then everybody is trying to do their own thing. Because they reward individualism and not collectivism. So if you say that teamwork, let's work in a team. If you are in a new year, as custom or customary, every organization wants to meet their staff just to create that ambience that, give us our best and all that. It's not about that.
Right.
But, when you say it and you don't see the result, it's because you said it consistently and we end up the same.
Right.
So it's not about what you are saying. It's not about what you have put out there. But you have to, the leaders have to model whatever they want the employees to follow so that it becomes like a behavioral norm and a practice. Right.
I see. Okay. Right. We're going to talk about why it is very important. We're also going to talk about how to actually build it. These are all things that are coming up in the conversation very soon. But the new year is usually the time where this thing particular becomes a big topic. Why is that so?
Okay, so me and anyone listening, you see, as human beings, we have the tendencies of making things right from the onset.
Okay.
So you go to church, 31st, like you are just committed to letting everything go. You want to start on a new note, like that feeling, right?
Yeah.
And even in leadership, every 4 years we vote, new government or new leaders are there, and they come and then everybody is trying to bring in new policies. We will do this, we will do that. It's like part of human being. Psychologically, you just feel like, something new is about to happen, so I want to adjust and see if there's something in for me.
Okay.
So it is about resetting, right? We want to reset. and position ourselves well so that whatever goodies is in the year, we can actually tap into. Aside that, aside the resetting, you know that before the year ended in an organization, you have seen your performance. Sometimes you know that as a culture, every year people don't even return to the organization. I made a post and I said, as HRs, we know that if you enter the organization in the new year, first week, 2 employees every day, excuse this, that, forget about them. The tendency to return is a 10%. They are looking for something else to do. If it's work for them, you are just a second thought. Right. So you want to just align, because there may be some kind of feeling and some climate situation in the organization that people are not coming. So you want to put everybody in the same mindset and empower the individuals to be positive. So it is something that it is part of us psychologically resetting and putting yourself in the right positive, atmosphere to embrace what is in the new year for you. And that is why we see these things. Everyone is trying to, you see webinars. Personally, I organize one time with the career coach. You see webinars, everybody trying to say that, hey, manage your time, or do this. Yeah. Yes, it's good. But see, it is good though. But you know, if you know that after the talking, there is nothing that you are putting on paper and making sure that day by day, you actually collectively bring your effort together consistently to get results, you still end the year and nothing has changed.
Right.
Yeah.
What should trigger an organization to say that I need to change the organizational culture? Is it their turnover? Is it their performance? What exactly? Or just a new year?
There are a lot of reasons why organizations will want to look at their culture and change, like adjust it or make some changes. Number one is restructuring. You know, restructuring, from top to down. So they have to look at their resources and they have to restructure from leadership and all that. These things can trigger cultural change. I'm actually consulting for an organization that is actually restructuring now. So we have to put certain things in place. So whatever happens, if employees are going, the people, those who are there, will have that energy to still continue to thrive. So this is number one. The second thing is that when we have a new strategy, right, organizations operate with strategic plans. So if we have a new strategy and this is what we want to align our efforts to, we cannot keep doing the same old things.
Right.
So you have to, look at the culture, do some adjustments so that everybody, our actions, our behaviors, our efforts will actually align with the strategy, so we can achieve the strategic goals that we have actually set for ourselves. So this is some of the key things. Aside that, maybe employee engagement have reduced drastically. You go for meetings, no one wants to talk. Like, hello, we want everybody to talk, and no one is talking. So you want to figure out why and create that culture of open door policy. Calm. And not because I say it and the next day, because I said it, I'm sabotaged. Maybe that have been the previous culture. So you want to assure them that, hey, we need your opinions, we need your input. So if we have an office for that, go in there, voice it out, and you will be good. Just to encourage and improve upon what? Staff engagement in the organization. And then turnover and all that. These are some of the key things, but the major ones are restructuring, change of leadership, and other resources, sometimes to product. You are changing your product brand, your branding strategy, and you have to align it with the mindset of the people. So everybody sing the same song and all that. There's a saying that if you're a leader and you have an idea, failure to communicate the idea for everybody to run with the idea will not let the idea succeed. So you have to make sure that everybody knows that we are adding new products. Our services have changed. We are bringing on this and that. And so you position everybody. And through that, we are able to adjust with the culture and people to align.
Is it an easy thing to do to change organizational culture? Let's say you have an organization that has gotten to a point where everybody is lackadaisical, like you're saying, employee engagement. Maybe they come for meetings, they don't want to talk.
Yeah.
Is it an easy thing to do? Is it something you can do overnight? How long would it typically take?
It is not change. It's not an easy thing for anybody.
Okay.
See, as I sit here, it's not everything that I want to change like overnight. I mean, no. Human beings, we are a bit, we are stuck when it comes to change. So change in itself is difficult.
Right.
So it is not an easy thing.
Okay.
That is why you don't just stand up because you have the idea and say that let's do this instantly. Let's say you have a new software that can enhance your work, right? And then your CEO or your immediate supervisor comes and say, after today, let's start with this. Nothing, no training, like psyching your mind, doing it for you to even see, right?
Yeah.
And then indirectly, it will not work. So it is something that it is not easy. And so you need to plan change.
Right.
Any change must
plan change.
Yes, you need to plan change. Any change must be planned.
Okay.
A change that is not planned virtually leads to failure. So you need to plan the change. If you as an individual, you need change, you have to plan and put in effort.
So you don't just wake up one day and say, we're changing from today, this is how we do.
No. That is why we see it. I mean, in the social media, people say, I've changed. I'm not doing this again. Within a short time,
they go back to
it. It has to be planned, and there is a deliberate effort you put into it. So let's say you want something to start in January. It is not January that you have to put in the effort.
Okay.
Leaders must model the change. Leadership must model the change.
Right.
If you want staff to wear their tag when they come to work, around September, October, we should see the leaders wearing their tags everywhere. Okay. And so in January, when you have a meeting and you say that we want you to put on your tag, it becomes easier because you are the role model for that change. You have done it, and we see you do it constantly.
Right.
You have to plan the change, and that is why we have change agents. As an HR professional, I've led a lot of change. But even before you can start these things, I want to actually profile some key things that people can do and then leaders can do. The first thing is that you have to communicate effectively. One of the major things that leads to change not being materialized is failure to communicate. You want, this is what you really want, but you are not able to communicate what you really want.
Right.
If I come here and I say, at the end of the year, this is the analytics, the statistics I want to see with your performance, and I don't communicate the things I want you to do daily to get to that statistics, what am I doing? At the end of the day, you'll be trying all your best. And then when you come, I will say that you didn't meet the target. But you know that you tried your best.
Right.
Because I failed to communicate what you are supposed to do to get there. So we have to communicate effectively, be open about it, and then listen so that it becomes a collective effort. One person cannot be the change maker. You can do everything, it will fail. You need everybody to be on the path, on the road. Yes.
We're going to talk about the role of leadership and all of that.
Yeah.
There's so much in this conversation that we're supposed to talk about. But just hold on for me. Let me announce the phone lines in case somebody's listening to us and they want to join the conversation. This is Business Breakfast on Zed 101.9 FM. And this morning we're talking about transforming organizational change, organizational culture in 2026. And my guest is Lydia Kwesing. She's an HR consultant and she's helping us have this conversation this morning. You can also join the conversation. It's a very interactive one. Feel free to send me a WhatsApp on 0544 321019 0544 321019. Ask your questions, drop your comments, and I will read them for you. You can also send us a voice note on the same number. If you have any, if you can't type, you can do that for us. Also, you can call us on 03039566641 03039566641, and then we'll give you the opportunity to share your thoughts with us this morning. We're streaming live on Facebook at ZFMGH and on YouTube at Z Multimedia. Please engage us on those platforms. Drop a comment and I'll read that for you as well. All right, Lydia, let's continue the conversation. Now, why is organizational culture more critical now than it was a few years ago?
Great. You know, it is more critical because, you know, if you don't pay attention to it, you may be, doing well, salary, paying your workers and all that, but because of the culture, people will be leaving the organization.
Right.
Great talent to be leaving. Personally, all the places I've worked and I have left, it's not because I wasn't paid well. I was even paid better than some of the places I'm working now.
Right.
Far better, and even a lot, enjoying a lot of goodies. But it's because of the culture.
So are you saying that people leave organizations because of the culture?
Yes, because of the culture. You know, one thing we should know is that values and skills are transferable. So don't think that I am here, my skill, this is where it can thrive. That is the generation we are in now. If I know my importance and I know what I can contribute to your organization, I know that if I leave, I can contribute same to the other organization. And if the culture is good, I have my peace of mind.
Right.
So people are not, so let's look at two organizations paying the same salary, but one is always having high turnover.
Turnover is like the number of
people leaving the organization
right.
regularly. But the salary, competitively, they are all doing well. You go to the other organization where people are still there, working for 30 years and above, and still there, and you ask them, it's because of the culture.
Okay.
So it is a very important topic now, because we have different generations, behavior, mindset, attitude, flexibility, comfort, remote. If you don't align your culture to this kind of things, you will not get the most out of the people you are bringing on board.
What does today's employees actually look for in terms of organizational culture?
Yeah, for every employee, we look out for flexibility. We want our voice to be heard, right? We don't want you to shut us down.
Okay.
No living organism will thrive when it is shut down. Like, the plants need the sunlight.
Yeah.
So if you take the sunlight from the plant, it will die. So where obey before you talk, or you say, it doesn't work again. They want their voice to be heard.
Right.
They are looking out for well-being. Their well-being. I work for you. I have my well-being. They are looking for comfort. They are looking for flexibility. If I say today I have an emergency, you should be able to understand, let me work from home and still give you what I want.
Is it a Gen Z thing, or
it's not a Gen Z thing? It is how the world is evolving. Because of the emergence of AI, IT, and COVID have actually come to teach us a very good lesson. Most of the organizations that people stay longer, engagement, and they are doing well, you go there and you realize that they understand each category of generation.
Right.
Instead of complaining about the generational behavior, they ask ourselves, what are we also doing to align and also get the most out of these behaviors and move? And that is it. So if you are there, you think that you are millennials, as for me, you will be there. Every day you'll be looking for workers, because every day we'll see you. We need sales. One organization, every day you are looking for people. Why? So these are some of the things. It is high time organizations ask themselves this question. Okay, is it really about the Gen Zs and their behavior? Or it is about us not being able to look at our culture and shape it in a way that it is receptive to all categories for everybody to thrive? That is something I leave with them to look at.
Right, but how does the culture directly affect the work that we do? Now, I know you've talked about turnover and all of that. I know that the culture can actually get people to leave the organizations. What other things?
Stress. See, if I'm in an environment that I don't have my will, whatever I have to do, I have to ask this person. If this person says no, I have worked in an organization as the HR. I do the payroll. I know what everybody takes, right? I employ, so I draft the letter. I know what is in your contract. And then every year we get salary increments, a percentage. That is a policy we brought in place. But it got to a time my salary was supposed to be increased. And then it wasn't done. I went to the CEO, I asked the CEO, why is it that? And the CEO said, Lydia, whenever your issue about salary increments comes to play, this person are always attacking us. So because of them, that is why we cannot increase your salary. So it is not just about maybe turnover and all that. No. Transparency is important now. If you say this is what we do here, everybody should be treated the same way. Fairness. Now, the issue of burnout and stress, we spend most of the hours. If you are working between 9 to 6 or 9 to 5, 8 to 5, look at the number of hours we spend at the office environment. Right. And then you go to work, and because of how the culture, you can't even speak, you are afraid, fear, you are always afraid, and you are stressed because you don't know. You do this, they say this, you do this, and there's no clear rules, communication lines, or this is what we do, and you're always stressed. I mean, these are key things. If I come to work every day and I'm stressed, not because of me, but because of how things are done, employees are treated, and all these policies that do not, help the employees, but rather trying to push them in a bottle, not for them to move. I mean, it is stressful. It can actually lead to death. People work in toxic environments and they die each and every day because their safety are not secured. So it is not about just turnover and all that, but these are critical issues. Daily stress, daily burnout, equal to what?
Of course, once there's stress, burnout, and all of these things, it affects productivity as well.
I'm telling you, I've actually engaged a lot of people, and then I always tell them, hey, move.
But does it translate to how profitable the business is? Does it affect the profitability?
So, in a Ghanaian dispensation, I know things are evolving now, but in a Ghanaian dispensation, a lot of people have the mindset that if you go, another person will come. But what they fail to understand is that no two people have the same talent, no two people have the same mindset. We all have different unique abilities and the way we do our things. You can never get a second Lydia.
Okay.
You can get someone either better than Lydia or close to Lydia, but not Lydia again.
Right.
So that mindset, if you have that mindset, I tell you, you are going to fail. It really affects. I have left an organization that when I left, over 30 people also left within a month.
Wow.
I don't know. I didn't speak to anybody. I didn't engage to anybody. They thought I was on leave. But everybody was leaving because somebody who was trying to mend the things is no more there. So who is going to listen to the employees? So don't ever think that every day they go and they come. By a day is coming, someone will come. You try, you invest, but you not get the results. It is very important for you to know that you need human beings, you need talent, and no two people, no two employees are the same.
Right. Lydia,
I'm emotional about this particular one because
I can see that. But the conversation is more skewed towards what leadership must be doing. I mean, from your conversation, it looks like that is the thing. Don't the employees also have a role to play in all of this?
They have a role to play. Mostly, employees come in. You see, you establish the organization and then you employ. If I come in and then I realize that whatever you said is not what is happening, we learn from behaviors. Like we observe and we learn. We adapt. So in my office, let's say we don't go for lunch break. Indirectly, you see that anyone who joins when it's 12 o'clock, it is not like a policy, but because most of us, we will not be going. We will just stay in the office and do our personal thing. It is like nobody wants to move out. Not because it's a culture. Why is it so? The person came and observed and realized that nobody. So until you say that, oh, you are free to go out. Why won't you go out? But why is nobody going? The person feels some way.
Right.
You understand? So I feel like as HR professionals, when we are employing people, we also have to employ people with the values that we are looking out for. People that will come and be an agent, right?
Okay.
People that are going to model what we want to see. So the employees have a part to play. But I want you to know that if you want to see results in the next person, you have to model the values that you want to see in the person.
Right.
So let's say your supervisor says that come to work early. Always come to work early. Okay.
Yeah.
You come and the person is not there, and you are even relying on this supervisor to start your work. Will you continue coming early?
Not at all.
At a point, you also stop coming
Yeah.
early. So yes, we all have a part to play, but leadership have more, so they have to be accountable. You don't tell me that why are you late and you are always late because you are the one who employed me. Yes, but model it. We will be afraid. When I come and I know that my boss is in, I'm rushing to the office because, hey, she's already here. Why am I late? You do it 1 and 2, and then you see that people are coming to work late.
Right.
You don't have to even talk. It works better than talking and punishment, and we will deduct from your salary, which is not legal at the end of the day.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, so right. So there's a saying that culture actually flows from the top, right?
Yeah.
So from what you're saying, that is actually true.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so let's touch on this one. As can an organization realistically change its culture if the leadership doesn't change their behavior in any way?
It's a no for me. I mean, even if you go for, a consultant who is a change agent, and the consultant comes in and do his part, and everything is in place, and the leadership are not, in the same, the consultant will take the money, go, and within a month, the same people will go back to square one. So we need the leaders. Yes. As for you can't blame the consultant for not doing. He's done his work, but the leaders are supposed to model it. Let me use an example. In my current organization, they wanted us to wear the staff tag.
Right.
But whenever you see even the vice chancellor, she's always wearing it.
Tag, yeah.
You see this, so like you go and look for yours and wear.
Yeah.
So imagine when they stop, we've also stopped. It's not like somebody said we should stop. What we see,
right.
our minds, and then it affects our behavior. So we need leaders to be accountable. If you want to see it start with yourself, do it. Let's do it together. I've worked with people whenever I said, let me teach you how to do it. Let me do it for you to see. You see that the person learns faster and is happy about it than sitting somewhere and commanding people all the time when you are not doing your part. Yes.
What are some of the leadership habits that sometimes unintentionally, right, or that quietly damage organizational culture?
It is their behavior. Every leader, you cannot put everybody into the same equation. People have their own personality and traits. So some of the behavior is, instead of being reasonable, like reasoning with the situation, you are rather attacking the person's personality.
How so?
Right. So I am late. Let's talk about the issue.
Why
Don't
you are
talk
late?
about my personality and why. See how you are even looking, and you came late and see how you are looking. Yeah, is that how you dress? Don't talk. That one is a different topic altogether. Talk about the main reason why. When you do this, it actually damages people. Like it just. Their motivation,
their self-esteem.
Yes, their motivation.
Right.
So handle the situation. If this person, favoritism is number one. If it is Lydia, we will do it like this. But if it is Amma, we will do it like this. These are some of the things. So if you ensure fairness in everything we do, we communicate, everybody is treated the same way. If I have to be rewarded for something, I am rewarded.
Oh, go ahead.
If I'm supposed to be rewarded, you give me my reward due me.
Right.
But not because it is this person, then this person do not have to get the reward. If you set the policies right that if you are late 8:15, even if it is you are late, punish yourself. Let us see that because I'm late, that's why I'm here.
Okay.
There should be fairness. One of the key things that break people is when they see that this one is favored over this.
All right.
It is something that no leader should do. It will not help your employees.
Okay.
Right.
Right. I'm learning a lot of things, and I think this is a very resourceful conversation. Now, let's get practical. Maybe there's an organization listening to us now. They want to change their organization and culture. this year, where should they start from?
I think that they should start from communicating.
Okay.
Right. So instead of, you know that you want to have some changes, but you first have to start communicating, and the leadership should
like
start.
Verbal communication? Or
no, I mean,
with
everything you
things?
do. Like say you call for a meeting, you bring in a bit that, oh, in the next few years, we are looking forward to becoming the 5-star, media firm in Ghana. You just chip it in, and I'm looking forward for brilliant ideas from you. So this is what you want to, you know that as the leader, this is what you want to do.
Right.
But in every opportunity you get, you push the agenda so that you are trying to what? People's mind, their consciousness, you are trying to prepare their mind. So everybody knows that I've been hearing this. So immediately you want to now move with the change. It becomes easier because people have heard about it. Like let's say we want to do some staff awards. But we started talking about, if I'm engaging, I said, oh, we want to award ourselves. So nobody is awarding us, so let's do it. So you are trying to engage and see the opinion of people, what people are talking about it. So by the time you realize and you want to roll it, everybody is jumping on it. So they should start with what? Engagement.
Okay.
Intensive engagement, and not like calling a meeting, like a tense meeting and communicate. No. Start with the people. Sometimes you can model in your policies. You change certain things in your policy manual, right? And then maybe we come and we see that new things are on the wall, like new, and say, oh, this is something that we want to run with this year. You know, you are communicating in facts, in artifacts, in images.
Right.
You go on your machine, you see something popping up, you read it, and it's just like, oh, wow. But we are trying to push you to understand. So gradually, by the time you want to do it, maybe in June, people's mindsets they've actually adapted to it already. So bringing it will not be like a new thing we are hearing. And the resistance, we change and resistance. So the resistance will be a bit minimal because now everybody knows that, oh, we've heard about it before. We've heard about this before. So the resistance will not be that much.
So communication is one of them.
What
other things? Because the goal is, we know the values on the walls.
Yeah.
How do we translate those things apart from communication? What are some of the things that we have to do, daily practices that we have to do, so that people will begin to now embody this particular kind of culture?
Right.
So let's say teamwork. Let's take one after the other. Maybe we can mention the common ones, and then how do you make sure that people embrace teamwork in the organization?
Yeah. So the first thing you have to do regarding teamwork is that you don't reward individual work. It is a deliberate attempt.
How so?
So let's say if you want to push teamwork in the organization, if I do it alone and I get the same result, and then this one collaborates with this individual and get the result, you reward the person who collaborated and not the individual person.
Hold on. I have to understand something.
Yeah.
So if there's an organization and I am doing my work well, and I am giving Employee of the Year award or Employee of the Month, it is wrong if I want to push teamwork. So should I say reward the whole production team?
The award you mentioned alone is an individual award. So let me explain it for you to get it. We want to promote teamwork. Yeah. So I can give you Employee of the Year award if we have seen that you're actually engaging people. You are pulling people alongside what you are doing.
So the metric should be should be the leadership looking at how I am
how you got the results. Okay. How you got the means. Is it like every day people hoard information are competitive to get the reward or to get the award? Because if I share the information, this person will have an upper hand, so I'm hoarding it. So hoarding information, trying to be competing when we want you to work in a team. We want to promote teamwork. So if you did yours by hoarding information, being competitive, always trying to be in your corner, while the other person did it openly, trying to share ideas, seek opinion, and we see that engagement in that person, we will rather reward the person, not because you didn't do well, but we are trying to promote, and that is what we have communicated. Okay. That we are promoting teamwork. We are promoting teamwork. Right. Yeah, so that is something I want you to know. That sometimes we don't just only look at the results, but how you got the process. How you got the results. So we can actually judge. Someone was telling me something yesterday that I don't know if it is insider information, but the person was saying that I'll use something else.
Okay, sure.
The person was saying that, I mean, sometimes when you reward students for best students, it's like an average award. Why won't you look at somebody who scored like 95 in all results and then maybe 170? So because of the 70 the person got in one of the person is not getting the overall award. But somebody will get like 80 in all and get the overall because they are taking the average.
Right.
Do you get it? The average means that we want to, be sure that when we stretch you, you can still stand. It's very important. So it's not about hoarding information. We are looking at the teamwork. Hoarding information, trying to be competitive, always trying to put yourself, because you are competing with your team or your people. When we say we want teamwork, so how you did it? Did you involve this? Where are you engaging? So sometimes we ask questions. This individual, when he comes to the office, how does he? Oh, as for Lydia, when she wants to do anything, she'll ask. So sometimes she'll say, if you have any idea, bring it on board. We are trying to look at leaders that engage, that do not sabotage ideas. So we look at all these things as the metrics.
Okay.
And then we reward the person who has done this to reflect that thing that we have stated, so that we know that we are promoting it. Because see, if you don't do that and you go and reward the individual because you think that, oh, it is only one person who have been able to achieve what you have, actually miscommunicate what you have stated. Okay. on the wall.
Because you have on the wall that teamwork.
Yes.
But you are looking at somebody individual brilliance. Now everybody on the team will now begin to compete.
Yes.
I see. Okay, let's move on from teamwork. Let's talk about, say, respect for others.
Yeah.
And time.
Yeah. So respect.
Well, I'm using one of our values here.
Yeah,
that's why. Yeah.
Respect for others. I think I have that value at my workplace too.
Right.
So respect for others and time. You don't tell us the meeting will start at 6 and you come at 8. That is as the leader, number one.
Oh, as leaders.
As the leader. Don't tell us the meeting will start at 6 and come at 8. Already you have disrespected us and the time that you are promoting. Now to the employees, respect for time and others. You come to the office and you don't treat people anyhow. You listen. You don't shout on people. So if you have any individual who is doing that, you have to communicate the values to the person that, hey, this one is not what we want our organization to be.
Right.
So do this, do that. If the person's personality or the person's behavior cannot align, then you tell the person that if you don't do this, you can help the person by taking the person through some. But attitude, if the person gets to a certain point, you cannot do anything about it.
That's true.
So it's either that odd or bad nut. You take the bad nut out. So that so you have to make sure that, yes, employees don't treat people anyhow. And when somebody does something to someone and it is reported to you as the leader, you make sure that whatever you have stated in the policy as the punishment should play.
Okay.
When you do that, people will know that there's transparency in respect. And then with the time factor too, work starts at 8. Work starts at 8. Okay?
Okay.
Respect the time. We close at 5. If you want to engage somebody ahead of time, you communicate ahead.
Ahead of time, beyond 5.
Beyond 5. You don't just say today, when it's 5, I'm trying to park. You come and say, oh, Charlie, I want you to do like an hour. No. It shouldn't be. If you do it once, we understand. But if it is continuous, you are not respecting the person's time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I have some messages coming here. Let me just read them. I'm sure you know this one. She says, her name is Seiram Shika.
Oh, yeah. That's one of my team members.
So she said, Lydia Quising, I'm rooting for you, Coach Lee.
Thank you.
So, okay. And she also says that transparency is key. And this one also is coming from Philip Quarty. I don't know if you know him.
I don't know.
Philip Quarty says that this is a good conversation. Thank you very much, Lydia.
Thank you.
Philip, maybe you should have added where you're texting us from so that we know. All right. So Paul, this surname I'm unable to mention. But Paul, it says that's great conversation. Kudos to the team and Lydia. So thank you very much too for sending those messages. All right, let's try and wrap up our conversation.
So soon.
Yeah, so soon.
No
I've enjoyed myself.
No
good conversation. I don't know which other values can we even talk about.
Okay, let's talk about humanism.
Okay.
So when we talk about humanism, where I work, humanism is one of
what is that?
So humanism is having a human factor in everything you do.
Okay.
So though we set the rules and regulations, don't say that because the rules say if you do this, we cut your head, so we are cutting your head. There are some key things that you have to let the human factor play.
Okay, so like more like a compassion,
emotional intelligence.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so let's look at humanism. So humanism is that, let's say, if you steal something, we sack you from the organization.
Okay.
Now, there's an alleged information that somebody have stolen. So adding humanism is that there should be due diligence of investigation.
Right.
And doing it well so that it becomes clear that indeed this person has stolen before you sack the person.
Okay.
So you don't dwell on hearsay, you don't dwell on somebody said, and because you trust the person who said, then you just sack the person. So humanism means that before you act, reason, because you are a human being.
Right.
Reason about what you want to do before you act, so that that factor will play, not for you to regret your action. So let's say if your CGPA is below 1 and you are going to be sacked, let's look at what has happened. Maybe the person joined in at the middle of the academic semester, and that is why the individual didn't get what is required. What can we do? Let's engage the person and come to a consensus. That is humanism. Yeah.
I see. All right. So basically, you communicate, and then it looks like everything centers around the leadership.
Yeah, communication, and then looking at your policies. You know, there are some clauses in the policies that it's not promoting what your culture is.
Right.
So if you have a policy statement, let's say, if you are late for 3 times, you are being deducted this amount, and your value is not that, then it is not aligned.
Right.
So you have to also look at your policy manual and then revisit some of your statements, so that it communicates to your culture.
I see. So are there instances where, because like I said again, it looks like everything centers on leadership.
Yeah,
are there instances where employees themselves, maybe in a particular team, can decide to change the organizational culture? Is there something like that?
It is good. You can have something like that. But at the end of the day, changing the organizational culture towards what?
Okay.
So there should be a main aim.
Right.
There should be a purpose for why we need the cultural change. And we know that in an organizational setup, all the purpose is geared towards what the organization wants to achieve.
Right.
Though individuals play a part, but it is towards something. So if you can change because you have a target and you want to do this to align. But at the end of the day, when we match all the performance metrics, it is going towards the direction of the company, where the organization is going. So you can do your part, but if there is no a focus, there's no a purpose, there's no a goal, then at the end of the day, where are you going? Like, you are changing towards what?
I get it. All right. So how do you know if the processes you've put in place to be able to change the culture is working? How do you tell? Basically measuring the success.
So the first thing is the reaction of the people.
How so?
You know, you have to measure the climate situation of every organization. I do that most of the time. So if there's a new change and you go to the office environment and the place, nobody is talking. We are promoting openness. Nobody is talking. That's the first sign. Whether what you are promoting is working or not. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
If there are other ones, you can mention them.
Yeah.
But our time is up, so
yeah,
you can just wrap up. Maybe if there's anything we haven't touched on that you want to touch on, feel free to talk about it. Or your final words, or
Okay, so finally, I want organizations and leaders, CEOs to know that, you know, it is not always about what we want, right?
I mean, as in what the
leaders want.
Right.
It is not always about that. It is about understanding the people, aligning the people to what you want, the direction you are taking, and then at the end of the day, what you want to achieve.
Okay.
So culture is very important in every organizational life. And if you downplay it, you'll lose a lot.
Okay.
Yes, especially gifted talent. and employees, which will affect your profitability, your image, brand image. Because if I have work here and another person, I'll tell the person, hey, this place don't go. And like,
that's what happens.
It happens, yeah, it happens. I've seen people sending me posts to, promote, let's say, recruitment. When I see the organization,
you don't push it.
Why will I push it? I don't want anyone around me to go there. So your brand image is at stake. Yeah, so watch it. Yeah, very important.
All right. Lydia Kwesi, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure having you. Very good conversation and deep insights. I enjoy myself talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Right. Thank you. Please do enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Have
fun.
I know people can connect with you on social media.
All socials. LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Everywhere.
Lydia Kwesi.
You
find her very active on every platform. Yes. So all right. So that's our wrap up today. It's been a great conversation. Myself, I've learned so much and I'm going to implement them in my organization. I hope that you're also going to do same in yours, and at the end of the day we can all have a better 2026, and we don't just say that, oh, we had plans but we weren't able to achieve them. The culture is very, very important, and we have to put in place the culture, but it all flows from the top. Leadership must actually show the direction, and the people will follow. So that's how we wrap up today. We're back again tomorrow for more interesting conversation. This has been Business Breakfast on Zed with my humble self, Nee Trebi Hammond. Please keep listening to Zed 101.9 FM. And when you think Ghana, think Zed. I'll see you tomorrow. Up next is The Brighter Side with Jeremy Okoria Mwako. Bye-bye.